Hey everybody, it's Alex Freshour. Some of you guys know me as Alex, but if you're one of my students tuning in, you know me as Mr. Freshour. Just Mr. Freshour, not Alex. So, a lot of my students, a lot of my friends know that I love Funko Pops. And so behind me, you can see some of my home collection. And so I thought it'd be kind of cool to make a video to put on my channel, just talking about the Funko Pops I have here at home. I have a pretty big collection now. I don't know what the last number was when I counted, but it's an awful lot. So I'm gonna make a video just talking about a lot of my home collection. And then I'm gonna also talk about, well, not in this video, but probably will send out a video sometime in the future where I'm going to talk about all my Mickeys that I have at school, and then one all about my Marvel that I have at school. So, like I said, love Funko Pops. Hopefully you see that as you're listening to me talking about each and every one of these Pops, where I got them, why I like the characters, things like that. So, if you want to watch this video, it's there. Hopefully you like it. Yeah, all right, that's for you guys. As you can see, the collection that I have currently is a very large variety of Funko Pops, different characters, different shows and movies. And so what I'm going to be doing is just kind of talking about each of them. Maybe if I can remember where I got it, or why I have it, why I like the character, things like that. Yeah, we're just going to kind of see. I'm going to go, most of them I might talk like individually, some of them I might talk about all together. But yeah, so this is just the collection I have here at home. Some of them, like this main shelf, are the ones that I am planning on keeping or have other plans for, and I might share a little bit about that too. I have a couple other Mickey ones hiding here behind Todoroki that I've had for a little while. But then down here, the ones I'll talk about are ones that I've acquired or had, and probably my plans are going to be to try to sell those at some point. So this is what I'm going to be talking about. I think I'm going to just start with some of my commons, and then I'll talk about my bigger Funkos, talk about the ones that I have signed, and all of that. So yeah, this is the collection I have that I'll be sharing with you now. All right, so I got this little setup. It'd be so funny to show you guys behind the scenes of what it looks like, what all I have stacked so that my camera could fixate right on this perfect spot. You can see I have that print of Bakugo from the show My Hero Academia. I got to meet the voice actor Clifford Chapin maybe, at C2E2, and so that's my backdrop. And then there's a little Todoroki, my Mickeys. But I'm going to go just kind of shelf by shelf and talk about characters, who they are, what they're from maybe, why I like them, all that kind of stuff. And then I thought this would be a nice little angle to see it. Okay, so first off, a Funko Pop that I've had for a long time. And what I think is funny about this one is he's one of my earliest Funkos where I don't have the box for him anymore because I didn't realize back then that it was worth more money to have him in the box. So it's just him. But this is Nick Wilde from Zootopia. So it's one of the earliest Funkos I had that I liked his character in the movie, of course. I'm a big Disney fan. I like his little shirt and tie. And so, yeah, Nick Wilde. All right, so the next one I have is the Cat in the Hat. Being a teacher myself, I've always liked Cat in the Hat and some of the stuff I can do with Dr. Seuss in the classroom. But even growing up, I've always liked Dr. Seuss books. So this was a cool Funko Pop. It's a Barnes & Noble exclusive. It's kind of hard to tell, but he's actually a flocked pop, which means that he's fuzzy. So he's like really soft to the touch. The black like fur. So yeah, it's a cool pop that I have just in my collection out of the box. Cat in the Hat. All right, this next one, a lot of my kids know who this is. I don't know if he's gonna stand up though, because his feet are a little wonky, but it's Sonic. Sonic, he's one of those video game characters. It's just real popular. I've seen the recent movie that came out, and I know they're making another one. It was pretty good. Yeah, so he's holding this ring behind him. He's a cool, like, shiny color. I actually got this as a gift from Eli. And, yeah, it was a really cool Funko Pop to have. I'm not, like, a huge Sonic fan, but I still remember I used to like playing the games, and I really liked the newer movie that came out. But, yeah, I know some of my students really like Sonic, and it's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to show, so this one's another one of my Funko Pops I've had for a long time. This is Buzz Lightyear, of course. Hopefully most of you, if you're watching this, you know who this character is. Again, as a Disney fan, Toy Story was one of the earliest movies that I really liked, and Buzz Lightyear's always been a character I like. This is another Funko that I got a long time ago, so the box is nowhere, but it's just a cool Funko Pop, like the design that they have on all of his buttons on his suit, his wings, and it's kind of cool how they did his helmet, like going over his head and everything. Yeah, so that's one of the oldest ones I have. And so the section I have it in on my shelf, I'll show you first. This is one of the newest Funko Pops I've gotten. Funko had this whole remix series, and so the aliens from the Toy Story movies are dressed up in different Pixar character costumes. And so this is the only one I have because I really like Buzz Lightyear, and so it's kind of cool. It's kind of funny seeing the alien in the same suit. And then going along with Toy Story, I think he'll stand. That's the Army Man. That's a box lunch exclusive. That one was cool because it was one of the few Funko Pops that I've actually waited like in a line outside the store to get it when it came out. It was definitely worth the wait. It's cool seeing like the metallic look, how they still make him look like the little Army Man toys from the movie. Just some cool details in there. So that's a cool one I've had. This is one that I've thought in the past about trying to sell to make some money, but I'm glad that I've held on to this one. All right. I'm going to go Scooby-Doo next. So these I have still in the box. They're actually two Funkos that I've gotten from the Whatnot app auctions. And so I have a purple Scooby-Doo. That's the flocked one. It has a little special edition sticker. And then this really cool Scooby-Doo that has the mystery machine, like colors and design on it. So that was a box lunch. I don't remember if this was a box lunch exclusive first too, but it just has like that simple special edition sticker. But they're both pretty cool. Scooby's another character that I've always liked since I was a little kid, so I really like those Funko Pops. Then going along with Scooby, the next one I'm showing that I'm excited about is I got Shaggy. And the reason why I'm excited about getting Shaggy is my goal later in the month of March is I'm hoping to get to meet Matthew Lillard, who was the voice of Shaggy in the live action movies of Scooby-Doo. And then he went on to be the voice of Shaggy in a lot of shows and movies. And so I've got special paint marker that I'm hoping that I'll be able to have him sign this Funko. And that'll be cool because it'd be cool to meet him because I just have always liked him as Shaggy, but then it also just adds some value to the pop. Okay. Next, going back to Disney. So this is probably one of my oldest Funkos. I think this is one of the earliest ones that I got. I don't remember who I got it from, if it was from like parents or grandparents, like present or something, but again, it's one that he would be worth a lot of money if I still had the box, but that's okay because I've never wanted to get rid of him. But Elvis Stitch, Lilo and Stitch was one of my favorite Disney movies when I was younger, and I still like it a lot. And so this is just a cool Funko Pop, a funny moment from the movie when he's all dressed up like Elvis and playing at the beach. So it's just a really cool design. His little ukulele guitar. Yeah, so that's a cool one. And then going along in my Stitch section, I'll pull it out. I'm going to keep it in the protector, even though it should be, you should be able to see it fine, yeah. So Aloha Stitch is another cool one. It's a Hot Topic exclusive, but he's wearing a little Hawaiian shirt and holding a little coconut drink. So yeah, that's a cool one. I just liked that one. I feel like I bought it. I don't remember exactly when though, but I know that one has a little bit of value now, which is kind of cool too. Here's just a very common Stitch, him sitting, but it's a cool Funko Pop because again, I just am a big Stitch fan. Okay, continuing with Disney, I'm actually going to move all three of these guys. So my current students hopefully remember this because as I was trying to get all three of these guys, I made a big deal about it in the class because I told them about how much I love the Three Musketeers and how much I love this movie. And so my students were kind of on for the ride as I talked about like, oh, this one just came out at this time and oh, I'm waiting for this one to come in. And so I got all three of them. Loved this movie. I actually showed my students this year this movie several months ago. It's one of those things. I've always liked the Three Musketeers in general. Like I've read the book. I've watched a lot of the different movie adaptations. But as a big Disney fan, it's funny watching the adaptation that Disney did. And I'm a big Mickey fan too. So getting to have him and then all three in the trio was pretty cool. So all for one and one for all. All right, so I'm actually gonna show all three of these next ones too, just because I feel like they go together well. Quick backstory: so My Hero Academia is an anime, and I was not much into anime. Still not really like a big anime fan, but I had several of my students that I had in third grade last year who would talk about this show all the time and that they think I would like it because these kids have basically superpowers and they're at their superpowers school and it's My Hero Academia. So I decided to watch it, and a few episodes in and I was very much a fan of it, to the point that, I'm still currently watching the show, and I've taken some time to try to meet some of the people involved in My Hero Academia. Really like the characters, and so going along with this, I'll show you a few of the ones I have out of the box in my collection. Okay, so Deku is the character with the green hair on both sides. So those are him in two of his different suits. Him with his full cowl, like when he has his complete power generated. And this is a cool one from it's like called Battle Deku. And so him in battle, like half of his mask breaks off and he's still fighting. So he's kind of like the main character in the show. He's like the one who inherits All Might's power and is supposed to become the next big powerful hero. But then here in the middle, as you can see from behind too, is Bakugo, and that's him in his full superhero costume, hero suit. And he's a funny character in the show because he's super hot-headed, he's super powerful, but he doesn't really get along with anybody. He just wants to be a big-time hero as well. And so he's been a character that I've not liked, but then also kind of enjoyed him too. And it's funny because one of my students in my class loves Bakugo. Like, Bakugo is all she ever wants to talk about. She's like his #1 fan, which is pretty cool. So yeah, those are my Hero Academia. I have another My Hero Academia, but I'm going to show that one later when I talk about all of the autographed ones that I have. Okay, so I'll show these two together. I'm also a big fan of the show Avatar: The Last Airbender, and so these are both very new Avatar Funkos. This is a cool Aang in the Spirit World box lunch exclusive. An Earth Day. I actually have another Earth Day I'll show in a little bit. It glows in the dark. I've tried it before. It's kind of creepy when it's sitting there with all the other Funkos and it's just the only one that's still lighting up and you see his form. It's kind of hard to see there. I'll try to bring him into the light a little bit. So he's like holding his little, I don't remember what it's called, like a staff that he flies around on. And then this is cool. This is like a really new fall convention where he's doing some airbending. So yeah, so I thought those were cool additions just because I do like the show and I do like his character in the show. Okay, next one I'll show is the one that you can see on screen. This one is a really cool one. It's called Orange Bird. This one I got as a gift from a family friend. They were at Disney and they knew that I liked Funkos and saw this one and they're like, hey, would you want this? And I'm like, yeah, that'd be cool. Well, and now because it's Diamond Collection and it's a Disney Parks exclusive, it's actually worth a little bit of money. I haven't looked at the PPG recently, like the pop price guide, what price it has, but it's just one that you can't really find any all over the place because it was a Disney Parks exclusive. So it was a really cool gift that I received. So got that Orange Bird. The next two I'm going to show together as well. This is as goofy as it always is for me to admit this. It's one of my favorite Disney movies, and it is Tangled. So I have two Rapunzels. I'm still waiting to get, I'd like to get a Eugene. I know that came out recently, but this has just always been one of my favorite Disney movies. I like the characters. I like the comedy in it. Overall, it's just a really good show. Good movie, I mean. Then they made a show, and that was good too. So yeah, this is just a Rapunzel with all the flowers in her hair after she got braided got her hair braided by the girls in the movie once they were in the town. And then this is a cool one, box lunch exclusive, where she's holding a lantern, still has the flowers in her braided hair. So yeah, cool one that I got too. Okay, now we're gonna switch to DC. I'll show these one at a time, but I'm more of a Marvel fan. Later when I show some of my collections I have at school, I'll be able to really show off all the Marvel I have. But I do like watching some of the DC superheroes too. And so one of them I have, this was actually a gift from a friend of mine that we're still youth leaders together at my church. But this is Cyborg from the Justice League. And I know there's a lot of controversy involving him and the Justice League movies and blah, blah, blah. But Cyborg's always been one of the DC characters I like a lot, especially the Teen Titans show. Well, both of them, but he has some goofy moments in there. But yeah, I liked him in the movie. I thought it was kind of cool, his little origin story. So hopefully we'll get to see more of Cyborg in the DC EU or whatever. Okay, then this is a semi-recent one I've gotten. This is just a really cool Funko Pop. It's Superman. It's actually the only Superman I own. And I got it just because I love the black suit. I actually have not seen the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League yet, but I really like the costume. I thought that was a cool little additional thing that was in there, so I liked that a lot. And then finally, probably one of my favorite DC characters now, just because of the movie and because I like Zachary Levi, is Shazam. So I'm looking forward to when Black Adam comes out, and I might try to get a Funko of him. But yeah, Shazam was a cool movie. I enjoyed it a lot. But this is the only Funko I've really gotten, because out of all of them, he's always just, I like Shazam. He's actually probably in my top favorite superheroes. I made a little picture involving it at some point with some of my favorites, but yeah. Okay, moving on, I'm going to show, I only have 2 Pokemon Funko Pops. So Squirtle, Pikachu, very common ones, but Squirtle, I mean, my memories of playing Pokemon as a kid, I always liked having Squirtle as my starter, and then also liking the show. Pikachu's just such an important part of the shows, and then I always would have him as a Pokemon in my game too. But yeah, there's a lot of other cool Pokemon Funkos, but just none of them have been ones I've really wanted. I know there's a Lucario one that just came, or is not just came out, but is coming out sometime soon. I'm probably going to want to try to get that one, because I do like Lucario a lot. Okay. All right, so here's that other Earth Day one I was talking about. That's Wally, box lunch. And this one, I remember I got it because I just thought it was so cool, the brown. I really think that this is another one that I actually waited in a line at box lunch for it. And it was totally worth it, because it's definitely been one of my favorite Disney Funkos that I own, just because it's a cool moment. Him with the boot, with the little plant growing in it, but then the box is really cool, the sticker's really cool. Overall, it's just a really cool Funko Pop. Okay, another Marvel one that I actually have here at home instead of school is Silver Surfer, and that's actually because in a few weeks there's going to be a Comic-Con and that I'm going to be going to, where the actor who played Silver Surfer in the movies is going to be there. So I have my silver paint Sharpie, and I'm going to be having him sign this and adding it to to my signed collection. So I'm pretty excited about that. So Silver Surfer, this was a gift from my sister. Just a really cool looking Funko Pop. Okay, just a few more that I'll do right now. And then I might actually save and push out other videos where I talk about the signed ones and the ones that I have for sale, but we'll see. So here, this one's a really cool one. I don't know where I'm gonna back up just so you can see it in all of its glory. It's really cool. It's one of the Blacklight Marvel Funkos, but it's a 10-inch Hulk. I actually had the regular 10-inch Hulk from Thor Ragnarok, but I actually gave that as a gift to one of the teachers I work with at my school who's a big fan of Hulk. But I knew I had just gotten this one. I found it at Target, and I'm like, I have to get this. So that one was a pretty cool find. Sometimes these are hard to put back on the shelf. Okay. Here's a Walmart exclusive. So this is like a Captain America. They're called like this Mech Strike series. Basically, they took Avengers, Marvel superheroes, and turned them into Transformers. It's basically what it looks like. But this is another 10-inch one. I actually got this as a gift from Mom, and it's just a really cool Funko Pop. Like the details just on it, the stars, all of that. It's a really cool Funko. Okay, so I'll get this down. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kind of aim the camera a little bit this way, and then I'm going to talk about the last few things I have here, and then I think I'm going to make a different video for all my signed stuff and maybe post that later. So I'm going to move Todoroki out of the way. This is just a Mickey Something Wild, a card game. Haven't even played it yet, but you can see the little Mickey Funko. Thought that was pretty cool. Okay, so first one I'll show down at the bottom. This is the Sleeping Beauty Castle and Mickey Mouse. Just a really cool Funko Pop that I had in my Mickey collection at school, but then kind of ran out of space. You'll see why in a later video, but the castle just has a really cool design, and they did a really nice job with it. And then this is a cool Funko Pop that I got a while back. I don't remember when it came out, but it's Minnie and Mickey. It involves Valentine's. You can kind of see he's holding a little heart, but it was a Toys R Us exclusive, which is cool because as far as I know, Toys R Us is still not coming back, and so you can't really just go and get Funko Pops at Toys R Us anymore. So that was a cool Funko Pop. Okay, so that's basically that. So that's my collection and all of it. But then down here, these are the ones that for right now, they're in my collection. I might not do anything with them for now, but I've also thought about maybe selling them. So Inosuke Hashibira, if I said that right, that's one I won in a giveaway. It's a cool one though. It's got a flocked sticker, so the head is flocked. And then it's a Chalice Collectibles exclusive. But then there's a Two-Face, LA Comic-Con. The Wolfman was a Walgreens exclusive. Sheriff Woody. Zhang Li, which I have one student, if she's watching this right now, she's probably not happy that it's in this section of my collection because she actually got me this as a gift. So I probably will just move it back to my Marvel collection at school, just because it was a really cool gift that she thought of me and thought, oh, I want to get my teacher a Funko Pop. That was really nice of her. Then last ones I have are Dash from The Incredibles, and then Cece. I'm going to butcher her last name, so I'm just going to say Cece. But she's from a TV show called New Girl. Okay, so that is mainly it. The only other thing that I can show, if you're able to see it in here, is I have the Funkoverse strategy game. Have not played it yet, but I got it because of the Funkos and because it's a chase of this Black Panther, a little Funko Pop player piece. So yeah, that was a cool find too. And there's a little bit of my Marvel section, all the stuff I have, books and all of that. So yeah. Okay, so I'm going to pan back this way. So probably in a later video I will talk about a little bit the signed Funkos I have, and then hopefully soon I'll be adding a few more signed Funko Pops to that part of my collection. So if you followed me this long into the video, thank you. Funko Pops are something I really like. My students know this a whole lot. Some of my closer friends know this a whole lot. They're just really, really cool. And so yeah, it's kind of cool finally having a spot to display them and talking a little bit about why I like the ones I have. So, all right. Talk to you later. Bye.